Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we'll take a look at the second alternative and actually third variation of the balance strategy for Fallen, which you can also find in the Excel file. And this will be definitely the most crazy and weird strategy out of all the strategies that you can find in that file. It's really cheesy, it's really difficult to pull off, I would say. But it's really interesting if you want to try something different than probably anyone else will try in any tournament or just fun games. You can definitely try this, and it works. It can also work really well in team play. If you have someone who can make some units with really high damage, it will work really well. But you need to be really careful with this strategy, and I will try to pull it off, but I'm not even sure if I will manage to pull it off here. You'll of course see it's just a hard AI. It will probably be easy, but the strategy is a little bit more different than the other ones. You will actually go for Void Walkers, and you will try to utilize the freeze ability really early in the game, which is of course really difficult because it's like the most endgame unit in the game maybe. It's on the same level as like Mage or Warlock for Beast, which is something you don't make in the early game or mid game. It's something you add in the super late game sometimes if you need it. You could maybe potentially try to pull this off with Empire as well if you just go for really quick Mages with Decrease, but I wouldn't recommend it. I will just try to show this to you because I know that it can work and it has quite interesting build order, but outside of that, nothing too interesting, and of course the beginning will be always the same. It's still a balanced strategy. So yeah, we'll start the game. As I said, the beginning will be the same, so 3 harvesters to gold, build a deformer, produce 2 harvesters, remove control form. First harvester, right now I'm reading it from the Excel, but it's basically simple. I could say it from just from my mind as well. So harvester like this. Right now actually let's build the deformer in the back. I made it 2 times in the front. It can work. This is actually a really good position to do it. I don't like it down here because of this weird shape, but outside of that you can do it anywhere, but you can easily do it also in the back like this. On the edge is usually the best, so it's not too far away, but it also will create some new area, because if you place it next to your Dark Fortress you will lose a ton of value of the place you could get, and you need as much place as you can get. So Summoner, since it's closer, it will finish much sooner than usually, so you have some time to actually wait for the Hive. I have new groups, of course, 6 for production buildings, 5 for my Town Hall, Dark Fortress. And we are building the first Hive, making control form, producing new harvesters, of course, up to 6, that's always the same. Then we are going to build second Hive, produce a Summoner to make control form. So we are kind of skipping the Incubator here, we don't need it for now actually, even though you can build it immediately, or you can just wait. I will try to follow the build order as I wrote it down, so you have a little bit more easier time following it. I also promised in the first video of this series that I will always put the build order that I exactly use in the video in the description. I always forget about it, so maybe I will add it later to the descriptions if I remember it. Of course you make Hive Stingers to explore, that's always the same. Then we'll make some new harvesters for other resources. And after that we will actually build the Incubator. Yeah, so right now I will make 2 new harvesters, 1 to gems, 1 to gold. Actually, what I like to do here is to start mining the gems really soon with this strategy, because you will need them a lot, because everything will cost a ton of gems if you are trying to cheese something like this. Of course, once we finish the not Incubator, we don't have Incubator yet, but once we have Incubator, we will try to make some Hive Splitters as well. Actually, yeah, we should have time for everything. I may be a little slow here, but it should be fine. Trying to get as many gems as I can from the gems mine. Producing harvesters, Hive Stingers. for some extra power. We can just keep him here. Okay, we have swordsman against us. I will try to find his town. If it's on the left or on the right side, but I think on the left, because if he was on the right he wouldn't go through the mid section of the map, but we will check anyways. Right now I'm making sure I have everything ready. I will actually probably remove this so I can... Actually we have resources, so... Or actually I'm not sure. Let's actually remove it. I will need resources for the Soultrap. You can definitely go for the Soultrap much sooner if you want, but you probably will have problems with gems anyways, so it's like there is not too much reason to rush it. We probably lost one Hive Stinger there, or is it this one? We'll see. He should be here, building a tower, okay. I will just scout it, maybe we will lose this, but he's just going for the baseline ground army strategy with Elven Rangers. He can also just build 2 barracks instead of blacksmith sometimes and go for pure swordsmen, but he didn't do that now. Here I actually made a mistake. This one should be going to here. He killed my Hive Stinger, lost some value there, but okay. And yeah, I definitely need another summoner. You should be definitely harassing at this time, but you don't want to provoke your enemy too much. Still waiting for the Incubator to produce some Hive Spitters. And once we finish the Soultrap, I will of course go for the Hall of Whispers. That will unlock the Void Walkers for me, the Awakening ability. So it actually costs 150 gold and 100 gems. So maybe I will remove this so I can make it immediately. Don't need a Hive Spitter that soon. Now I can make him. We have 6 harvesters here, 2 here, 1 here. You can add the second one to wood, but it's usually enough, as I said in the first video with Fallen, I think. So it should be fine. Trying to create some groups and super groups. Of course I'm gonna put Hive Stingers in my first group, Hive Spitters in the second group as my backline army for now. Producing more Hive Spitters. You definitely need to make these units, yeah, because you will only get the freeze ability, which will give you the option to freeze the enemy, but you still need some damage to kill him, and he's also gonna get a ton of armor from that, from you freezing him, so you need to deal with that somehow. But keep in mind that Hive Spitters cost 2 gems, so you cannot spam too many of them. You also need to make some Hive Stingers, because you will need the gems here. Actually, freeze costs 150 gems, and each Void Walker will also cost you 100 gems, so start preparing some summoners up front. You can also use them for population, but then you want to make the freeze as soon as you can. Even though you could make the Void Walker first, because he needs to also generate some mana. But I can make him immediately as well. Just need 2 more gems. Maybe 1 more Hive Stinger. Trying to maximize everything. I'm gonna need also some population. You can also upgrade this. This will give you extra mana recovery, but that only helps you between fights. That you can fight again sooner, because you will regenerate quicker. But during the fight, it won't really help you. So you will just be able to use 1 freeze anyways. It's not like with Empire where the spell would be cheaper. You only get faster mana regeneration. So that's not that big of an advantage. Let's just keep spamming more units. And it's not worth it definitely with 1 or 2 Void Walkers. You need like 3 or 4 of them, maybe even 5 to make this actually worth it, to spend 100 gems on that. Outside of that, I will always choose another Void Walker over it. I mean, you have Soultrap, so you could potentially with this strategy make a Vengeance Hall, make a Chamber of the Avenger and go for Avengers, but it would cost so many gems that you probably won't be able to pull that off, so I wouldn't recommend it. Just try to stick with the basics. You can also upgrade your units, that's always nice, but maybe for the damage, because we actually need to kill the enemies. They won't be hitting us probably, so don't need to worry about defense for now. This will be group number 3 for now, super group number 2 following my Hive Spitters, and now it's really important to attack as soon as you can, because with this strategy you cannot allow the enemy to actually get to the advanced units. If he has one catapult or something, you can just kill it, yeah, freeze it or whatever. But you don't want to allow your enemy to do anything. Right now I'll need to spend some more gems on the Hive Splitters because this is not gonna be enough. We will probably just run away. It's AI, of course. Real player, he would maybe be standing somewhere on the map and I could ambush him, surprise him. Of course the AI will retreat to his town, where it will be basically impossible for me to defeat him there, because I just won't be able to fight with his towers and overall his town, where he will be hidden between the buildings and everything. Right now I don't have population. We can definitely use that, utilize that to create another Void Walker. As you can see, I'm trying to bring my summoners in the front with my army for some extra efficiency, let's say. This is a really bad spawn for the summoner, but fine. I'll make another Hive Splitter and just make sure that we are ready. Another Hive Splitter, and I just need to move a little bit quicker. This time we'll go this way, which is much smarter, of course. He could also expand here, but the AI expands in this area 90% of the time. He is actually already harvesting here, but maybe this will lure him out of his main town. That would be really nice. I don't think so, but it is possible. I mean, he should have strong army, because he's not doing anything yet. Only spent some resources on this, but outside of that, he was not spending a ton of resources on mages or Void Walkers as I was. Or I mean, maybe he has mages, but I'm not expecting them. Even though in the first game, when I was showing you the first balance strategy with Fallen, the build order, the AI was actually making mages pretty soon, but I'm not expecting that to happen again. You could also make another hive, but if you actually spend resources on all the time also on the upgrades, you probably won't need it. I ran out of wood here because I need so many summoners. Another disadvantage of this strategy. Actually, quite many disadvantages in this strategy when we talk about it like this. And seems like he's willing to fight me, so let's try it. I need to get in there, that's sometimes the biggest problem. Definitely need to freeze his backline here. But as you can see, this was a little bit too soon, unnecessary. I had only 3 freezes, so that was not the best value. Now I need to wait. But as you can see, it's still kinda working. He could definitely still defeat me, but I mean, a real player probably, if he was not, of course, good player would know, but average player wouldn't know that I don't have mana for another freeze, so he would just run away probably, as this guy did. Right now running out of wood a little bit because the Void Walkers also cost some wood. Also Hive Splitters, basically everything costs wood, so kinda makes sense that we are running out of it. Also, since you are sending summoners to your army all the time to make Void Walkers in the front line, you can really easily build the Deformers to heal your army in the front line, and also some in the attack, and also some production buildings, so that's really good. Right now I'm not too confident in attacking, but we might also just try it. Yeah, to be honest, I could probably add some Avengers at this point, but let's just keep it simple like this. I will probably build third hive really soon. I just want to build it in the front line. It's gonna be better, and actually the mana efficiency makes sense at this point. I'm actually kinda afraid at this moment, because he could just make catapults and totally destroy me. So let's try to be a little bit more careful. Right now I don't have the best micromanagement, but it's also good to keep the enemy in a place so he cannot escape you. Then you can really easily damage him. Also it's good to sometimes freeze some of your units in the front line. That way they get a ton of armor. So you will have much stronger front line, but he has the tower there. I don't really like this. We have one more freeze. Should be making this. We have a ton of Hive Splitters, but as I said, the units will be really tanky if we play it like this. I don't have any freezes anymore. I could just shapeshift to some more Hive Spitters. But as you can see, we probably killed him here. Not the best micromanagement from me, but fine. Actually, let's move away from the tower. We can just wait a little bit. At this point, I don't need any more Hive Stingers, I think, even though I have so much population that it would, gold, that it would probably make sense to spend it on that. Can even tank some damage with the Void Walkers if I need to. Okay, the tower is totally broken. I mean, it's not as strong as Totem, but it's still really strong. I tried to freeze him there, it didn't really work. Let me actually build a Deformer here in the front. I will also move my Spitters in the back. And yeah, he's done. I mean, he's still harvesting and mining, so you'll be getting some new resources, but overall we should be able to beat this. I still have a really huge army here. We can freeze him if we can get there. That will probably make him lose some units. Once again, the tower is annoying, killing the Hive Spitters, but now we'll have healing, so this is fine. I will also make a Hive here. Hopefully not block it with all of my... Okay, I'm kinda blocking it right now. So let's move away. Right now we are really damaged, but we can stay here for a while. Hopefully the army will heal really soon. I have only one Hive Stinger, but as I said, we don't really need them. It just dies to the tower super quickly, so this is more effective. Let's send the new ones, healthy Hive Spitters, to the front. Also kinda forget about upgrades, so let's actually make some upgrades really quickly. We can also make another Deformer in the back, so I can make another Hive there. We have freeze ready, but as I said, it won't really help me with the tower, which is the main problem here. I could just focus, target it down with the Hive Spitters. That would probably be enough, but I will just play it a little bit more defensively still. Maybe now I can freeze him, so he doesn't run away from me and we can get some kills. Maybe actually let me do this. I will kill the tower, and when he starts shooting me, I will just freeze him. This way he won't be able to stop me yet. I should have done this way before this. Let's freeze him again. You kinda need to learn the timing, so you don't waste your freezes too often, because you left a lot of time there unused. But you also need to make sure that you are not late with them, because then you will leave gaps there, and then they can counter you, maybe kill your Void Walkers or whatever. So it requires small learning curve for using the Void Walkers in this strategy. But as you can see, this strategy is really effective. It's really crazy, but it can definitely work really well. You just need to kinda find the right time when to attack, because you won't have that big army. Your enemy will probably have much stronger offensive power than you. But the fact that you can just freeze his whole army is of course really strong and would be enough to make you win this. It's actually going for Obsidian Tower, okay. Void Walkers don't deal any damage, but they still... I mean, any melee units that attack them still take damage, as they take from summoners. So that is something you can utilize. Yeah, so let's just make a few more Hive Spitters. Actually, probably not at home. It's not needed anymore. And as I said, you can just then take your army of Void Walkers and you can just make them into Hive Spitters or some extra units. And now we have a whole new army of 6 new Hive Spitters with all the upgrades, of course. We can finish the Obsidian Tower, I don't really care at this point. We have some new units in the back. Right now we have just a full army of Hive Spitters. If he went for Pikemans, I would just freeze them and kill them, so he cannot even counter it with that. Overall, I don't think he has anything he can really do against this. Of course, if you actually face someone using this strategy, which might happen after I made this video, usually it probably wouldn't happen, but this could encourage someone to try it during the tournament, for example. even though right now we are making the 2v2 tournament. As I said, it's also usable in 2v2, but I'm not expecting anyone to try it, but maybe. Then how you can counter it, of course by making a huge army. That's going to still work better because you won't be able to destroy it in time, especially if you have tank units like swordsmen in the front. If it's a little bit later, you can of course make mages and just dispel it. You don't need any upgrades for that, just make castle, obsidian tower and create a mage. But he, of course, if he freezes the mage, then you are screwed anyways. You can also, definitely the biggest thing you can do is to spread your army. Just create multiple groups, like 5 groups, and have 2 units in each of them, that's fine. And just spread it as much as you can, because of course the freeze has a circle. And if you spread too much, you won't be able to freeze the whole army at once. Also, if you have catapults in the backline, he probably won't get there. So overall, there are multiple things you can do, but spreading the army is probably the best thing you can do. You can also try to cheese him, somehow rush him from the back. Just hide some pikemen or hive stinkers there and then rush on him from the back, but he might be able to actually do something about it, and he can actually freeze the units that are running on you together with his own void walkers, which will make them more tanky, also stop your ambush, and then he can maybe move his units there. So there is always counter from both sides. I could talk forever saying how you can counter each of the strategies, and then how to counter the counter and so on. Yeah, so always you can somehow counter it. You just need to learn how and experience, of course, it. So yeah, 85 kills. Not gonna go through the stats, just so you know basically what happened to the units here. Of course, in all of those demonstration videos, we have usually pretty decent ratio with kills and losses, even though with the Fallen it's a little bit worse because we always sacrifice all of our hive stingers, but after that it's really effective. So yeah, this was the last balance build order that I wanted to show you, the third variation of the Fallen build order. And in the next video we'll probably take a look at another strategy. I'm not sure yet which one it will be. Maybe it will be economy, maybe rush, we'll see. Defense, I will probably leave that for last. That's the least interesting, I think. Even though one of them is actually pretty decent for 2v2, so we will see. You can also let me know in the comments, but I will probably already have it pre-recorded before you see this video and can commentate on it. So we'll see, but definitely more videos are coming for the other strategies. And after we finish all of this, where I will show you the basic build orders against AIs, I will try to accumulate some PvP footage for you, and then try to at least commentate on replays on live games against players, so we can see it in action as well. Because this is just the build order, and then I maybe show you some small strategies in that current situation, but it's still against AI. So it might be hard for you to actually reproduce it to use it in PvP. So yeah, but thanks for watching, guys. I hope you learned something, and take care, guys.